Welcome to ETH Daily, a daily briefing on the latest in Ethereum. Here's your latest for Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. Justin Drake raises his odds for Quantum Day. Bitwise USCC goes live on Aave Horizon. Gnosis Pay pins the root cause of its hack. And Checkout.com supports stablecoins. All this and more starts right after this message. ETHConf lands in New York City June 8 through 10. Join over 5,000 attendees and 150 speakers shaping Ethereum, stablecoins, and digital asset policy. Get your tickets at ETHConf.com. Use code ETHDAILY for 30% off general and 20% off VIP. Justin Drake, who co-authored Google's landmark quantum paper from March 2026, increased his odds of a cryptographically relevant quantum computer, one capable of breaking real encryption keys, to 10% by 2030 and 50% by 2032. Drake said the Ethereum Foundation's target date for post-quantum migration is 2029, based on hash-based cryptography and lean VM. A French researcher independently rediscovered Google's key optimization, and a crowdsourced challenge at ecdsa.fail has already achieved an 8.4% improvement over Google's original circuit, with AI-assisted auto-research making further progress. Two $1 million initiatives are also currently open for outside contributors: the Proximity Prize and the Poseidon Initiative. Gnosis Pay has fully contained a hack tied to a vulnerability in Zodiac, an operating layer for safe wallets. The bug affected two specific Zodiac modules, the Rolls Modifier v2 and Delay Modifier v1.1.0, which impacted accounts where one of the modules was enabled and a safe with a vulnerable fallback handler was assigned as a module. The vulnerability extended beyond just Gnosis Pay. Any project using Zodiac's Delay or Rolls modules should check their exposure immediately. Safe smart contracts, safe wallet infrastructure, and other Zodiac modules are not affected. Gnosis Pay plans to begin restoring operations in batches over the coming days. Gnosis Pay users will also receive a new Gnosis Safe card. Affected users will have their funds migrated automatically, and unaffected users will have to go through a manual migration step. Bitwise has become the investment manager of USCC, formerly known as the Superstate Crypto Carry Fund, now rebranded as Bitwise Crypto Carry Fund. Superstate continues to run the on-chain infrastructure while Bitwise takes over as a fund manager. USCC is a tokenized market-neutral fund that earns yield through price discrepancies between spot and futures markets, while also earning staking yield on spot ETH holdings. The fund holds $140 million in assets under management on Ethereum mainnet. Over $120 million in USCC is already deposited on Aave Horizon, where it can be used as collateral at up to 85% LTV. Horizon is Aave Labs' dedicated lending market for tokenized real-world assets on Ethereum. And lastly, Checkout.com launched stablecoin payment acceptance across its network of 1,000-plus enterprise customers. Consumers can now pay in USDC or USDT. Merchants will receive USD through Checkout's existing rails with no need for separate crypto integrations. The integration is powered by Coinbase Payments. Checkout.com is a global payments provider supported on platforms like Shopify. In other news, the Ethereum Foundation releases a request for proposal for a DeFi risk aggregator. Cambrian Network releases the Agentic Finance Landscape Report, and EtherFi deploys to Infinify. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories in Ethereum. You can support this podcast by subscribing and following us at ETH Daily. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethdaily.io.